what's good, y'all, man? We got WandaVision, man, episode 9, man. Final Easter eggs, man. You know, final Easter eggs. You know what I'm saying? At breakdown, man. Post credit, Doctor Strange, Secret Invasion, and what else? Secret Invasion explains. So yeah. Wait, this only hold on. Alright, yeah. So hold on, y'all. So yeah though, man. So, hey man, a lot of stuff happened in episode 9, man. I saw all of it, man. It was an epic battle between Vision and Agnes and Wanda, you know what I'm saying, now called Scarlet Witch, you feel me, man? It's a lot of stuff. And yeah, you know what I'm saying, a lot of stuff, man, but ain't gonna break it down for me. So hey man, about to ride to it, man. Leave a like on my channel, hit the bell if you're new. I got some food I'm gonna eat. So I'm about to eat, and I'm about to watch this too. So yeah, but yeah, a lot of stuff happening, man. You feel me? Flash, that what's that dude? Quick speed. He ain't really do nothing in Marvels. He was on the spell with that chain on his neck. So that's why he got the speed from, because of her. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing was a facade, and yeah, I know people probably like, nah, boy, he ain't do shit. Nah, because he was on the spell, like we said. In all these episodes when he came on, we were like, this ain't the real motherfucker, you know what I mean? And we spotted on real quick. Yeah. But yeah though. So yeah, about to right to it, man. Yeah, leave a like on my channel, y'all. Let's get it.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Now, the WandaVision finale, if nothing else, was action-packed.
And do y'all like the finale? Was it a good finale for y'all, or was it bad? Let me know in the comments, y'all. Let me know in the comments. Was it a good finale, or was it bad? Let me know, y'all. Let me know in the comments.
Started on beat 1, scene 1, and didn't let up the entire time. And while it may have fallen short in a couple of areas, which we're going to touch on, it highly delivered in setting up the future of the MCU. Two new Avengers teams in both the West Coast Avengers and the Young Avengers. What's going
on? Got me a Baconator at Wendy's, y'all. So hey, if you see me eating, drink my pop, just know. Yeah.
On with the future of Monica Rambeau, Sword, and Secret Invasion, and there were a ton of Easter eggs throughout for the future of the multiverse of madness, even mutants.
Yeah, this whole thing set up for Doctor Strange though. I'm like, I already saw, like, I'm already seeing it, you know what I mean? And Spider-Man, and a lot of movies, like, you know, a lot of shows and movies and shit.
In X-Men in the MCU, and some amazing Infinity Saga Avengers Endgame callbacks. We're going to break down the entirety of this episode. Spoiler warning, if you haven't finished episode 9, go catch it real quick and then come back. But we're going to explain everything that happened scene by scene, try to contextualize it where we can, and then look forward to what they told us is coming point blank with the Scarlet Witch. We're breaking down everything.
Yep, she finally came to the true form, no Scarlet Witch, no cap.
WandaVision episode 9, the finale. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're still giving away a PlayStation 5 at 800,000 subscribers, which we are a week or 2 away from. We're also giving away Disney Plus subscriptions while the shows are live. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then leave a comment down below. And if you want, stick around at the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there and announce a new Disney Plus subscription winner. So as I just mentioned moments ago in the prologue, it is action from scene 1. We pick up right where we left off with our kids at the end of episode 8, and immediately intentions are revealed. Agatha says, just give me your power. Her first offer is to let her keep the hex to herself if she surrenders her power. Now,
and she was lying all the time. Talking about give me my power. I let you keep the hex though. Just lying to her and shit.
Throughout the episode, Agatha ups the ante again and again, and we find out that she's lying. What I really like is after they exchange a couple of magical blows, and Wanda tells the kids to go to their room, which eventually they do. Wanda uses a little misdirection and a car from behind to crash Agatha into the house. Now, this isn't the first time Wanda's used a car as a weapon. She did the same thing against Iron Man in Civil War when Clint shoots an arrow to distract Iron Man, and she pulls all of the cars out of the parking deck. Definitely a nod to that same scene. Now, because they spent the entirety of episode 8 basically as an exposition dump and not really pushing the narrative forward in any sort of meaningful way, this was the pacing.
Men, this right here, crusty, sandpaper. You don't want that. Get something better for your skin.
I expected from the first act in the finale. We're in minute 2, and boom, the reveal now of Spectral Vision inside the Hex. No explainer of what
Spectral
happened when
Vision.
Hayward powered him up and their interaction, or how he got there. We have to assume he phased in because the Hex now is still clearly intact. The Sword agents don't enter later until she starts to break.
Yeah, of course he phased
in.
Yeah.
Now with this reveal, he of course immediately hits her with the Wanda, and she asks on the audience behalf, Vision, is it really you? We were half expecting Ultron's voice to come out. That
a lot of people were saying it's gonna be Ultron. I was like, they ain't gonna make no they ain't gonna make no part 2 of Ultron. Like they not gonna do that to themselves. You know what I'm saying? A part 2, like really another Ultron show. You know what I mean? Like they ain't gonna do that. Even though he was a good villain, but they ain't gonna do that shit though. Like Mars ain't gonna do that.
Wanda hits just the same way that the Hex Vision said it when she creates him, when we saw at the end of last episode. For a minute there, you think she's going to have 2 allies. Alas, that's not the case. He starts to crush her skull, and I really liked this shot right here. You can still see her wedding ring intact, and it glistens even more in contrast to her hand, which has already been withered. We then have Vision coming out of right field and hitting him, and like I said, the pacing in this act pretty insane. We then have the next poignant piece of dialogue coming from Agatha saying, your ex and your boyfriend, what are you going to choose? That's foreshadowing the choice she's going to have to make later, in either to save her kids and Vision or keep the Hex going. It's obviously one or the other, as we find out. And because the pacing is such, we then find out that Monica is being held at Ralph's house, who's really under the control of Agatha. I didn't like that they gave you a glimmer of hope that perhaps Ralph, perhaps this character that was played by Evan Peters, could have been someone else, a more powerful villain. The way that he treated.
Yeah, because she was saying Ralph. I'm like, who's right now? So that's Ralph. That she was talking about, Ralph, or that it may be somebody that we don't know, but they ain't Billy yet too. Probably not. Probably so. I don't know. But we gotta see Doctor Strange though, or any movie that we're gonna see. You know what I'm saying, after this. You feel me, man? But yeah.
Monica in that scene. You thought for a moment, oh, maybe this is Mephisto. We find out later then that it's just a pair of beads. Agatha has
it's a regular person.
Control. Now, on the way to Hayward going
but
down
maybe
at the end
not,
of this episode, the same way that Justin Hammer went down in Iron Man 2. Hammer, Hayward, coincidence, maybe. He explains that his plan is to pass off the fact that he illegally resurrected the Vision as his own sentient weapon. Even though that was against the Vision's own living will, his plan to pass that off is just say, hey, this is the same one that Wanda Maximoff tried to resurrect, blame it on her, and as he says, they won't care once I've eliminated Maximoff. This is the second time he's tried to kill her, and again, probably a good time to point out that his character writing,
he out there,
we sort of suspect
he out there, you feel me? No cap,
no cap at the beginning of the series, and then later speculation, he might be a Skrull, which may be the case, but didn't appear so by the end of the episode. Of course, there always has to be a secondary and tertiary villains. Not everybody can be the Thanos or the Doctor Doom or the Scarlet Witch of the MCU. You need other adversaries along the way. I think his real purpose was setting up as sort of an adversarial to Monica Rambeau, but honestly, his character really didn't go anywhere. In the same way we've been saying for weeks that Evan Peters' character was most likely just a meta nod in a show that's full of them.
That was if people was mad when he was just nobody, like that character, you know. He was just nobody. That they was all mad in the comments and shit. Like he was a nobody. I mean, you know. Like at the end, at the finale, he was just a regular person. You know, just had a spell on him, so you know, keep him speed and shit like that. So yeah.
And both the writing for his character and Hayward by the end of the show just sort of fizzled when we felt like they might be factors in the main narrative, and that's maybe where the episode fell a little short, was in their pacing. These characters just sort of hit a brick wall and fell off. Not a huge complaint, but maybe indicative of trying to pace out the Marvel Cinematic Universe format into a Disney Plus series for the first time. Now, the next scene is amazing because the reveals come one after another. I have to say, Agatha Harkness's dialogue throughout the last couple of the episodes has really enriched our sort of history and lore in the MCU magic world. She starts dropping knowledge bombs, and the dialogue here is so clever. She tells her there's an entire chapter about the Scarlet Witch in
I was like, when she said, I was like, huh? A whole chapter of her? I don't know. She's talking about she's supposed to kill people. Scarlet Witch supposed to kill people. But destroy the whole world. I thought that's why they probably scared of her, cause they think that she a villain, but she really not. But maybe she might turn to a villain. You never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You feel me, man? Doctor Strange, you never know. Cause you're supposed to be in Doctor Strange. Not supposed to be. She is though. So hey, you never know, man. But hey, like they said, that's why people be scared of her, cause she's supposed to kill people. You know what I'm saying? Not, she don't supposed to help people out, but Avengers helped her out not to do that. You know what I'm saying? They helped her out, not, you know, they always tell her to help people, not kill people. So yeah, but it might be a turnaround. You feel it might be a turnaround.
Darkhold, which finally defines the book that we saw a couple of episodes ago on the table. She then manifests the spell book and tells her it's the Book of the Damned. She then says that the Scarlet Witch is not born, but forged. She has no need for incantations.
And then she want the powers and shit too. She want all the powers. Like,
seemingly trying to argue with her, says, "I'm not a witch. I don't cast spells. No one taught me magic." That is so clever, because she basically confirms every single thing that Agatha Harkness said about the Scarlet Witch by trying to argue with her. The 3 pieces of information she offers are all confirmations. She doesn't cast spells, no need for incantations. She's not a witch. She wasn't born a witch. She was forged that, and she doesn't know magic. That's right, because she doesn't have a coven. It's literally confirming everything said about her, and the drop that she's even more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme. So right off the bat, wondering where power ranks for Wanda and just how powerful she is in the MCU. By this definition coming from Agatha Harkness, this places her as one of the most powerful beings in the entirety of the.
I would say out of all Avengers, she the powerful one. No cap. When she got an Avenger, she was the powerful one. I would say Wanda, then what did I do? Doctor Strange, and then so on. So yeah, and then Thor, and then so on. But yeah, she a powerful one out of everybody. The
multiverse in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, that is on top of everybody, and drawing directly from the comics, Wanda as a Nexus being. This is close to the case. Now, the next huge knowledge drop is that it's her destiny to destroy the world. Now, although that one piece of dialogue is swept into
that's what I'm saying. So she might turn villain
in that scene, it's extremely important. It's maybe the most important piece of dialogue in this entire series. It lets us know what's coming in the multiverse of madness. There were some leaks that wrongly said that by the end of this series, Doctor Strange would either show up or Wanda would seek out Doctor Strange.
That's what I'm saying. Doctor Strange supposed to show up, but they ain't showing though. I was waiting for Doctor Strange. I'm like, what Doctor Strange? I'm like, come on, Doctor Strange, where you at, motherfucker? But he didn't show up though, man. So we gotta wait till Doctor Strange. We gotta wait next year then. We gotta wait next year, man. Oh, we got Spider-Man this year too. We got Spider-Man. Say we gonna see him in Spider-Man. Well, I hope so. I hope so. You feel me, man?
Strange for tutelage. Instead, in the end, in the post-credit scene, we see her completely isolated, learning the Darkhold magic on her own. That's what leads to hearing her kid's voice, and we'll talk about
I saw that. I was like, I saw that. I'm like, kids. I'm like, why the kids screaming? Like, I thought they was, you know what I'm saying? So and then they cut out like, another cliffhanger. They gave us 2 cliffhangers. And I'm like, first it was a score. I don't know you talk about it yet, but it was a score, and then the other one was the kids crying or playing, whatever, and then whoop. So
of that later, but this scene is the entire crux of the series and where Wanda is in a crossroads for her arc as a character. This whole series was a poignant lesson in Machiavellian tactics where the ends justified the means. She wanted what she wanted for her, a family with vision in a reality of her own.
And she
was willing to go to the ends of mind controlling everybody in the town at the expense of their lives just to get what she needed for her. Now, she seemingly was able to undo all of this with quote-unquote minimal damage, except, ruining all of these people's lives temporarily. But it's not a coincidence that right in the next part of this scene, Agatha starts revealing this to Wanda, that she truly is mind controlling all of these people. Now she's going to be presented with an opportunity perhaps to get her kids back. Will she have learned her lesson from what happened during the series? Well, if she was willing to do it in the first place, and now you have an even more powerful Wanda, if her pride comes into play, she may think she's able to get away with it again, maybe in some similarities to another prideful character we saw during Age of Ultron, the place that Scarlet Witch first showed up, when Tony didn't get it right with Ultron the first time, talking Bruce Banner into trying again with Vision, telling him to embrace the mad scientists that they are. Yeah, it's a loose parallel, but superpowered human beings with a little bit of ego on top, well, that can lead you to a disastrous end. It worked out with Vision the second time around. Will it work out with Scarlet Witch, or will it lead her down the path of her destiny of destroying the world? You know what Thanos would have to say about the matter. Now, this all comes to a head when Agatha sort of basically tells Scarlet Witch to let all of these people go, or at least backs her into a corner with the situation,
so
that she opens up the hex. But in doing so, in destroying the hex, she's also erasing Vision and her kids.
Yeah, that's why I saw it. When I saw it, I'm like, oh shit, god damn, oh, what's she gonna do? I'm like, oh shit, she gonna do it again? Like, I was like, oh shit, it ain't gonna never end for the grief, the sadness ain't gonna never end for, but she got to erase her, you know what I'm saying, the Vision, and then she got to erase the kids too. Cause the kids ain't real like we said before, and the Vision ain't real like we said. You know, I was like, oh shit, like damn, you know, it ain't gonna never end. You know, the sadness and the grief ain't gonna never end though. I was like, damn, shit.
To speed, obviously, we saw that when Vision was leaving the hex the first time around, she had to expand it to save him, her kids, and Vision tied to the future of the hex. Agatha points that out poignantly in dialogue to make sure that everybody's caught up. And at the end of the episode, we see the decision that Wanda.
If you don't want thinning hair, be careful about your shampoo. No matter what hair growth products you use.
Makes. Now, in the meantime,
we saw that at the end that she did her decision.
Now, Sword and the troops can enter, but then that leads us to a very interesting scene between Vision and himself. Now, I totally took the dialogue in this scene for granted because philosophy has always been one of my points of interest. I even studied it independently in high school before it was all.
Now, this scene right here was kind of a question mark, because about how he did it. In my food, y'all. You know, I gotta eat my wings. You know, I be good, folks. But yeah, this right here was like a question mark because he brought his memory back. So if you want to see another Vision with this color again, you know what I'm saying? With Doctor Strange or whatever more he gonna get, be on, you know what I mean? So he brought his memory back. He like, no, you know, he said, you know, I'm the true Vision. So we got the Vision that we know from, you know, Avengers. You know what I'm saying? The real Vision, the Vision, you know, so not her Vision, you know, the dream, but we got the real Vision from Avengers. So I'm thinking like, but he disappeared somehow. You know, he just went missing. He just disappeared. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. He's gonna come back in one of these movies or one of these shows. You know what I'm saying? We don't know yet, man. We don't know.
Offered as a subject in college. It was my minor in college, and metaphysics specifically is a huge point of interest. Ship of Theseus is Metaphysics 101. Let me re-explain in case you didn't understand what they were talking about. Suppose you build a ship out of wood completely, and it sails on many voyages and starts to rot because of the ocean water. Now, eventually, you would replace the most rotted out plank with steel. And after you replaced a couple of planks, you'd still have a mostly wooden boat, the Ship of Theseus, with a couple of steel planks. But eventually, if you replaced every single plank, and now the ship is made completely out of steel, could you still say it was the same ship? Even more convoluted than that, if you built another ship out of the original planks of wood, would you say that that is the Ship of Theseus? You'd have two ships that overlap in memories and overlap in utility, and that's why the spectral vision repeats, neither are the Ship of Theseus, both are the Ship of Theseus. It's actually the logical answer, because they do share overlap, and at one point shared the same constitution. That's why this is metaphysics. It's pondering the identity of something, how something changes, and where identity truly lies. The idea and the question being, when does it change from the Ship of Theseus to something else? And that's what's happening with this vision. As many of us rightly guessed, although it didn't happen exactly how we thought,
Yeah.
Vision, the one created by Wanda, is able to unlock all of the memories stored on the hard drive.
Yeah.
He says being a carbon-based synthezoid, it's not as easy as they think to clear his hard drive. And then you see what's a very fractured iris in this new program Spectral Vision changed to resemble the more human eye of the Hex Vision created by Wanda.
Yeah.
Now, there's a poignant moment here because he comes to a realization that he wasn't able to come to in his first creation moment. Back in Age of Ultron, he's simply able to say, I am. But in this moment, he's able to say, I am Vision, and shoots through the ceiling. Now, it's interesting to me that if he had all of the memories of the Infinity Saga, that he didn't come back for Wanda. Surely he would have wanted to reclaim his love, and that might have been what the Hex Vision said when he said, we've said goodbye before, so it would reason we might say hello again. And I do expect Spectral Vision to come.
That's why I was saying, that's why he said that, because he know that the other Vision, the real Vision, will come back towards her. But right now, he's somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's why he said, you might see me again, which he is going to, you know, well, we don't know yet, but that's why he said that, because the other Vision is still out there, the real Vision that know, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's like that.
Back for Wanda in some sort of way, but by the time we make it to the post-credit scene, that doesn't seem to be the case just yet. It really makes you wonder what Vision made of all of those recollections at once. What original...
We've got a brand new iPhone 12 in a mouse case. 3, 2, 1.
part of himself he retains, and what it says about him that he didn't immediately want to reach out and reconnect with Wanda.
Yeah, he
It's
didn't.
changed him in a different kind of way. And as I mentioned in the prologue, the existence of Spectral Vision with a lot of the other characters that we've got, like Rhodes and perhaps Hawkeye, could lead to a formation of a West Coast Avengers down the road. It would reason, if they're going to have Spectral Vision around, and if we're going to have Avengers 5 with the members that we've got left, a West Coast Avengers could make a lot of sense. And the fact that he didn't immediately want to reach out to Wanda may mean he has some different things in mind. There are some storylines left for where Vision is right now in his narrative that they could draw from in the comics that could lead to a West Coast Avengers easily, maybe even the same Avengers roster or some semblance of it that shows up down the road, making room for Monica Rambeau and whomever's left to fight against the Skrulls in Secret Invasion. Speaking of Monica Rambeau, alongside the kids who got to use their powers a little bit, I thought it was awesome that
that was
put glasses
fun.
on, sort of to resemble Quicksilver in some sort of way from the Quicksilver scenes in the Fox X-Men universe. We got an awesome display of Monica Rambeau's powers as Photon or Spectrum, whichever
go
name
through a
she'll
bullet,
take. And we're getting a little bit of reveals here, piece by piece, of just everything she can do. She is shaping up to be an amazing superhero. I can't wait to see her on full display and control of her powers. Now, I want to go ahead and press this towards the end. There's that illusion that Scarlet Witch creates for Agatha, sending her back to the Salem scene that we saw at the beginning of the last episode. We see the creation of her Scarlet Witch crown as she's put to the stake where Agatha should have been by the dead witches in this scene, or should I? I say the damned witches in the scene. Remember the Darkhold, the Book of the Damned. Those damned immediately recognize Scarlet Witch for who she is. And this is where Agatha ups the ante again and tells her outright, I'll fix the hex for you if you'll just surrender your power.
Yeah, she lying.
We know a Faustian bargain.
She ain't gonna fix no hex.
We know that she can't fix the hex. She admits after she thinks that she's absorbed all her power, there's no way to do that in the first place. But Wanda agrees, flies up in the sky, and starts hurling power balls at her. Now, while she's doing this, it makes it look like she's intending to miss, or maybe she's not being accurate because she's losing her power. But what she's really doing, as she's lobbing power balls at Agatha, is lobbing the power balls past her so that she can put up runes all around the hex. And then
first, I didn't know what you're doing. I thought she was missing. That's what I thought. But then when I saw that, I was like, hold on. When she was like this, and I saw the spell, I'm like, oh yeah, she was a smart motherfucker. She was a smart motherfucker. You feel me? She did the same thing that she did. You feel me? Did the spells, and she's smart though, man.
But now I knew that this scene smacked of something and was familiar, and I had seen it before. but man, I didn't realize just how familiar it was. Everything down to Agatha trying twice with her powers in the same way that Thanos looks and snaps, and then the slow reveal of the Infinity Stones in his armor, the same way we get the slow reveal.
Yeah, that was somebody give it that picture on Twitter. The Iron Man thing. It's the same scene. I ain't know that, so now I look at it right now. It's the same thing as that scene. First, I ain't look at it like that. I was just looking at it as you know what I'm saying? Like I'm watching it, but now I'm looking at it, you know, as the video. Apparently, shit is the same. Yeah, same scene.
Wanda having outsmarted her as the Scarlet Witch. Even look how they both raised their left hands.
Yeah.
In the same way Tony Stark said, "I am Iron Man," she says, "You don't have to."
What's up, you guys? I'm Henry Gracie, and I completely reinvented America's favorite outerwear garment.
Tell me who I am, and then we get a vision of her becoming, in that moment, the Scarlet Witch after absorbing all of Agatha's power, the same vision we got from the Mind Stone in the last episode when she was imbued with her power in the first place. And then as the ultimate punishment, she basically mind controls Agatha and puts her in Westview. As I've said in the past, I did not think that was going to be the end of Agatha in the MCU, and I do suspect that while she may stay
I thought I mean she's still alive though, but I thought that was gonna be like, I thought she's just gonna stay alive like Sarah Powers and boo, but she in there like just like that. But then she might, I don't know, but she's still alive though.
Westview for just a while. At some point, somebody's gonna need a witch for something, and they're gonna be able to go retrieve her from that area. I thought that was a really neat ending for her. Basically sets her up for a future whenever Scarlet Witch wants to unlock her. But then we get the very sad ending, but apparently Wanda learning her lesson that she's willing now to give up this hex and give everybody's life back, but that means sacrificing her kids and Vision. We get the very sad scene where Vision asks exactly what he is, and she says that he's the part of the Mind Stone left inside her, explains that he's wires, bones, and blood, but mostly her love. He reasons because they've said goodbye in the past, they might say hello again, which is foreshadowing Spectral Vision and Scarlet Witch eventually meeting up.
That's what I said.
But she does surrender her kids and or Vision, finding her standing in the exact spot she was when this all started, wearing exactly what she was when she had that spontaneous combustion moment and created the hex in the first place. Now, we know she's taking off, as she says, to figure out her powers. She has that quick moment with Monica Rambeau where they seemingly leave on good terms, and then we get the two post-credit scenes, which I will explain separately in a video to come later today. We'll go into the deeper meaning of the post-credit scenes, but let me run down both of them for you here quickly and explain what happened. The first is someone coming and saying, "Monica, they want to see you in the theater."
Then Scarlet
that character is a scroll. It says that an old friend of your mother's heard you were grounded. He wants to see you. She asks where, and the scroll simply points at the sky. I think that's referring to possibly Nick Fury, and pointing up to the sky must mean the sword base that we saw
what she mean
on at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home.
That's what I said. Hey, Spider-Man, when Spider-Man come out, it's gonna be some lot of clues, man. A lot of clues gonna be in that movie. December 23rd, something like that. It's gonna be a lot of clues coming in that movie, and there's just no cap. There's just no cap, man.
Simply an assumption, but I'm guessing that's what it is. Now, the next post-credit scene shows Scarlet Witch in complete solitude, alone in the countryside on a lake. She's sitting on the front steps. As she walks in with her coffee or tea, we realize she's actually in the back room. This immediately put me in mind of Doctor Strange sleeping, but then using astral projection to read books and study. She's wide awake and functioning and conscious and still...
Hey, I'm Dave. I've been using Lucy Chewing Park for about a year. I use nicotine to...
able to do this, and it really looks like she's wielding some deep level magic here. We also know that she's had no classical upbringing in magic, no coven, and she didn't have the mentors at Camartage or any of the sorcerers from a sanctum who we know are mostly on the side of good to help her out. She's a very dangerous witch with a very dangerous book, basically freewheeling. That can add to no good. And then we hear, if you look at what the closed captions say, it's both of her kids calling out from we don't know where. And as I said earlier in this video, that's basically the crux of the series. Will she learn her lesson? We know she's got unlimited power now. What lengths will she go to to find and fight for her kids. We, of course, then have had some other speculation along what's going to happen in the future. But the Young Avengers, these are 2 members of the Young Avengers, so I'd be very surprised if there wasn't a way that they wouldn't make their way back into the MCU, especially with all the setup that we've had. We're going to have a video, like I said, later today that's going to do a deep dive on both post-credit scenes and explain their further implications. I think there's deeper Easter eggs in both for narratives in upcoming Secret Invasion and the Multiverse of Madness. But let me know down below, guys, in the comments, your reaction to the finale, how you like the series as a whole. I know when we did a live stream watch party, which we did do for the finale, and we're going to do for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier every episode going forward from here.
Yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that's going to be a good episode, good show too, just like WandaVision. I'm going to be on that show too, heavy, just like this one, you know what I mean, and so on.
Instead of just the finale. Some of you were sort of disappointed with the pacing and the overall story. It's sort of like the left loose ends. But I always thought there were going to be some growing pains in how to take what's typically long-form storytelling and fitting it into this Disney Plus model, and also the way that Mandalorian sort of set the precedent for them having shorter episodes and not having to do it an hour each time. Look, guys, we had to wait almost 2 years for MCU content. We were super happy when we got it, and for some...
Yeah. The whole year we had no MCU, man. No, because you know what happened in the world. You feel me, man? So now we getting some MCU, you know, Marvel's shows and stuff. Hey, we happy, you know what I'm saying? So I don't care. We gonna, if we get this, we get this. You feel me? I'm happy. We got some superpowers, some WandaVision, some arm. You know what I mean? I'm happy because we ain't getting none of the whole year. Cause you know what's going on now. Everything opening up. You know what I'm saying? We get some shows in. Every show coming out. You feel me? So hey, I'm happy. I'm happy. Well, you know, my opinion, I'm happy they, you know, got them opened up again. You feel me? Cause if y'all ain't happy, I don't know what. I don't know what. I don't know what y'all got going on. Shit, I'm happy though, man.
As formalistic as WandaVision, as outside of the box as we're used to, we really took on the realism that we expect from superhero movies and turned it on its head. I think it performed outstandingly. I think it was way above.
Yeah, now I get this show right here. No, hold on, I'm gonna give y'all my full opinion after this video though.
Above expectations, and definitely delivered on a lot of levels that I wasn't thinking they were going to be able to. So this definitely puts me in great spirits going forward into the MCU on Disney Plus, and very looking forward to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which promises to have longer episodes and maybe a little more along the realism lines that we're used to from Avengers films. But let me know all your thoughts down below.
Opinion on the show, man. Great video, my boy. Everything always. My opinion on the show, man. 10 out of 10. Well, 9 out of 10. 8. It was 10 out of 10. Episode 1 to episode 9 was good. You know what I'm saying? I know people was probably saying it was boring on episode 1. You know, when that over show, you know what I'm saying? Comedy, all that. Whoop, whoop, to whoop. Whoop, to whoop. But, no, the episode 1 to episode 9, good. 10 out of 10. Fucking with it. You know what I'm saying, man? And, yeah, every show I'm always excited. Every time I watch that show, I always be excited. You know what I'm saying? I don't be what's that word? Don't be like damn for what? And I'm always in tune. Like damn, okay, this will. You know, I'm always in tune with the show. You know what I'm saying? Cause once you're in tune with the show, you know what I'm saying? It's a 10 out of 10. So excellent job for Marvel's, man. They did a hell of a job. You know what I'm saying? They did their thing, man. Whew, they did their thing. Now we got next show, Captain Marvel, Bucky. You know what I'm saying? They got. I think it's coming out next week. No, the other week. I think next week or some week. But yeah. So it's gonna be the same shit going on with this. It's gonna be with that show. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about that show. You feel me? Appreciate all of y'all, man. That be tuning in with the Easter eggs, man. You know, appreciate everything always. You know what I'm saying? Deep and diving in that. You know what I'm saying? Cause I watch it. You know, and I like to watch it, and I like to watch it with y'all too. You feel me, man? You know the Easter eggs. You know I'm fucking with it. So yeah. It was a good show, man. Now we gotta wait till the next show coming out. So yeah, but yeah, my y'all, man. And yeah, let me know in the comments. Do y'all like WandaVision, man? It was a good show. It was 10 out of 10. It was 1 out of 2, 1 out of 8, 9, 10. Let me know in the comments. You feel me? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, my y'all, man. And Peace.